Nakonechni family.
Sorry, I won't touch it again.
Hello, Penn State. This is my third experience at THON, and I'm more amazed each time I walk into the Bryce Jordan Center. So I'd like to start off by saying, let's everyone give each other a round of applause for all that you do. My name is Nakonechni. I'm Kayla's mom, and I'd like to introduce you to who's on stage with us tonight. Of course, we have Kayla, her boyfriend, John, Kayla's dad, my husband, Pete, my son, Peter, and my daughter-in-law, Lauren. I'm going to give you some background information on Kayla's days at Penn State, and Kayla's going to tell her story. Since Kayla made her decision to attend Penn State, she knew it would be her home away from home. She was so happy and 100% sure of her decision. As her parents, we were thrilled for her, but I must admit, we were a bit worried because it was such a big school. The day we moved her in was so exciting for her. She smiled through the whole entire process of moving in. When it was time for us to leave, we had tears in our eyes. She lovingly nudged us out the door with a smile on her face and said, "Don't worry, I'll be fine." Later that night, after the president's convocation, she called home with so much excitement, told me that she definitely made the right decision to attend Penn State. She was at a big school with the small school feel. Kayla loved every new adventure that she experienced at Penn State. By far, THON was her favorite. When it was time for the application process, Kayla put so much time and effort into her application and interview. She was selected to be on the Operations Committee, OPP, and she also was an LT. She was so committed to the responsibilities for her committee. I remember when she asked us if we would host a canning weekend in December. I asked her how many people would be attending, and she said 25. My reply was to remind her that our house only has one bathroom. Kayla felt sure that that wouldn't be a problem, but I asked her to talk to her committee members to make sure that they were okay coming to our house with one bathroom. Of course, they had no problem with it. We had our neighbors' bathrooms on standby for the entire weekend. We were so impressed with the 29 students we had at our house that weekend. We could see their commitment and dedication to THON. I can't say enough about the wonderful experience and privilege it was for us to host them in our home. Fall semester of Kayla's junior year, she made the decision to dance independently. She put her heart and soul into the entire process. Although she really wanted to be selected as an independent dancer, she said she would be satisfied knowing she raised money for THON because it was for the kids. That year, Kayla was also on communications committee. Lo and behold, Kayla was selected through the lottery process to be an independent dancer. As her parents, we couldn't imagine how she would stand for 46 hours. We were pleasantly surprised at her focus and strength, which she would need for a whole new challenge just a few months later. The day we received Kayla's diagnosis of glioblastoma, she showed amazing strength. Her tears came only when she saw us cry. On our ride home, she told me that she was establishing a rule, and it was that no one was allowed to cry within 10 feet of her. I told her I wasn't sure if that was possible, but believe it or not, we have followed that rule to this day. However, I remember clearly the most difficult day for Kayla. Prior to surgery, when she realized the life changes that she was now about to face. She told me that she accepted the fact that she would miss the first semester of her senior year, but was most upsetting to her that she would not be able to participate in THON. At this point, Kayla broke down and cried. This was the only time that Kayla has really cried through this entire experience. THON was so important to her, the reason why she danced, why all of you do what you do to make a difference in the life of a child. People often ask where she gets her strength from. We believe it has so much to do with the support she has received from so many people. The support from her family and friends, her boyfriend, who was also a dancer, her community, our adopted organization, the Blue White Band, everyone in this room, the entire Penn State community. Kayla said she gets her strength from the kids and families that she has met through the wonderful experience of THON. We continue to fight, and we thank all of you, each and every one of you, for your strength, your courage, and your determination. Thank you very much, and Kayla will now speak.
I like to start my story on the eve of THON 2013. I was getting ready and they told me to get a lot of sleep the night before THON, and it was impossible because you're so excited to dance the next day. It's hard to focus on anything but that. So I was in your shoes. The only people I remember from Family Hour is the Whiteheads, and I don't even know what they said. So some of the dancers, you might not even remember this, but that's okay. Now we're going to fast forward to March. I had 2 seizures this month, and we didn't think too much of it. We scheduled an appointment in April to see a neurologist that could see me quickly. There was a small lesion that was causing me to have the seizures. They weren't full seizures, they're just partial seizures, and they usually only show up in my arm and my eye. At the end of April, I had a grand mal seizure. It was in my college apartment with 4 terrified roommates. I haven't had another grand mal seizure since then. It also, but no one expected that during the course of that summer, it would increase to almost 9 partial seizures a day. By the end of July, surgery became necessary. A special MRI revealed that the lesion had grown, and they were confident that all the mass could be removed. On August 20th, 2013, 6 months after I had been danced in THON, I was diagnosed with stage 4 astrocytoma, brain cancer. After my diagnosis, I didn't cry. All I thought was how I was going to beat this. The plan was for IV chemo every Monday for 6 weeks while doing 30 rounds of radiation, 6 weeks, 5 times a week. After that, I would be put on a maintenance chemo that was pill form. I started at a high dose, which made my platelets drop significantly. There was no longer going to be a part of the clinical trial, and we always joke that I was the problem patient because I got kicked out of a clinical trial. My blood counts drop when they're not supposed to. I get weird pneumonia, like caught pneumonia, and they don't know how. So a little thing like that. I like to keep my doctors on my feet is our joke. After I was diagnosed, a friend from Penn State, who was very involved with THON, reminded me that as a 21-year-old, I was still able to be a 4 Diamonds child. It's frequently said that the 4 Diamonds Fund pays all the hospital bills, but for us, the 4 Diamonds families, it is so much more than that. It is the support that includes a shoulder to cry on, visitors on gloomy days in the hospital, a person that understands and goes out of the way for every family. I have seen all sides of THON, as a committee member, as a dancer, and as a 4 Diamonds child. THON still amazes me. I have made so many connections and have wonderful support. I received the Diamond of Strength Award at Road to THON last year, right before THON. It was one of the most cherished memory of mine through THON. THON has been my inspiration through this entire journey. It fills me with hope, fills me with strength, and reminds me that I'm not alone in my fight. There are others like me that I could talk to and relate to. I always heard what it meant to be to the kids of THON, but now I personally know what THON means. It's an opportunity to forget stress and enjoy my time with my adopted organization, the Blue Band. After everything, I went back to school on chemo and only took one semester off. I did well my last 2 semesters, and I am officially a Penn State alum as of December 2014. Right now, my battle is not over. After a year of being no evidence of disease, new tumors have returned. Recently, I've started my 3rd form of chemo. It is an IV form, and after 3 rounds, they believe they will be smaller or even non-existent. All we can do now is focus on the present and hope and pray for the future. My life is still mine. It is not run by cancer by any means. And I am applying to grad schools for this fall, and I will eventually be going to medical school, a dream of mine I've had since high school. I have learned valuable lessons. I have learned valuable lessons at a very young age from the experience of having cancer. Sometimes I feel I'm way beyond my years. Every day I'm reminded of the motto I took on early before my surgery. Life is tough, but I am tougher. I don't know whose quote that is, but it's a perfect reminder. To the directors, captains, committee members, and organizations, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know what goes into this weekend, personally, but I have the whole year raising money, all the events, and the planning. Thank you. To all the dancers, I know your fight is hard, but you're doing well, and you're on your way to the finish line. Keep holding your head up. It is an amazing battle against sleep that you will remember for the rest of your life. Make every second count. To the families, I understand your love for THON now. We support you, and we feel that the hope that surrounds you throughout your fight. Thank you all. FTK.
Thank you to the Kayla Nakonechni family for sharing your story with us. I would now like to introduce